Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, my allergies are killing me, so maybe coughing a little bit. I'd first like to thank the Memorial Veterans Day Association for putting on this great event, not only on Memorial Day, but on Veterans Day twice a year. So thank you all for these men and women who continually serve our community by providing these services for us. I'd also like to thank our first responders who are here today, not only from Morristown, but also from Morristown, our firefighters and our police officers. I'd just like to briefly recognize our governing body who's here with us today, our Deputy Mayor, Bud Rabbits, our Deputy Mayor for Public Outreach, Kathy Wilson, our committee woman, Donna Gariglia, our former Mayor, Kathleen Highland, who's always a big supporter of these events, is here, as well as our Township Administrator, Tim Quinn. Each Memorial Day, I find myself trying to personalize the stories of those our nation has lost in order to better understand the impact their lives have had on their fellow soldiers, their families, and our country. I find myself remembering their lives as we do, trying to remember their lives and cherish them as I do both lives of my loved ones. Similarly, I think we must also make the stories of our local heroes, more personal, which will not just spur greater awareness for what our men and women in uniform do for us every day, but that it will hopefully drive a conversation between veterans, military members, and the civilian public so that we can forge new bonds. And being this a local ceremony, I did want to recognize some of the local stories we have of those who lost serving overseas. There's the stories of Captain Charles Canfield, who died from wounds suffered during the fighting with the 2nd Cavalry in the Civil War at Brandywine Station, who was buried just off the green here. There's the story of Raymond A. Harris, a Morris Township resident, who was an early member of Mount Campbell Fire Company and enlisted in the U.S. Navy at the age of 19 and lost his life serving on the USS Maine in World War I. Stories like Ralph Estevez, a Morristown High School graduate of 1937, who has lost his life due to injuries serving with his brethren in France during World War II. And then there are the stories and the lives of those that give me the greatest pause, whose final resting places have no inscription or markers. It's those whose families never had the opportunity to be provided closure with a burial. It's the historic stories of those individuals missing or killed in action, from the days of the Revolutionary War at the graves of Jockey Hollow up the street, to the fields of the South during the Civil War, to the trenches of Europe, and the mountains of Korea, and the jungles of Vietnam. It's the lives of these soldiers who constantly make me want to reflect on Memorial Day. Those families who didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye. So I appreciate and thank so much the Memorial Veterans Day Association for providing these services to allow us the opportunity to remember those who we were not able to speak with anymore and to support their families and their loved ones during these times. Thank you.